gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
We'll raise our voice.
We'll raise our voice
For those detained.
for those detained
Until they're free.
until they're free
To speak again.
to speak again. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
You gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you despair.
Look up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is there.
The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
You gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
I know you're scared.
I know you're scared,
And I'm scared too.
and I'm scared too,
But here I am.
but here I am,
Right next to you.
right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
You gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love.
Good job, y'all did real good.
Yes.
Would anybody like to have a moment with one of the TV stations? They'd like to interview somebody. You have some things you'd like to say about what's going on at Tornillo? Julie, great.
Yeah.
What about a speech? A speech?
A speech?
Cat could give a speech. Cat could give a speech. Cat. Oh, okay. Cat, jump in the middle.
Okay, I think we should allow
Oh, who?
these ladies right
Fantastic.
there. I have a funny feeling that lady has something to say. You. Me? Yeah, yeah. A lot. That a girl.
Come to the center. It's like a dance circle. We want to hear you.
Hi. Hi. So, just right there, honey,
Yes.
right there. Just talk to us.
Talk from your heart. What do these children mean to you?
English or Spanish?
Cualquiera.
Cualquiera.
Okay, buenas tardes. Estoy aquí presente con mis amigos aquí tratando de
Can you step a little closer? Véngase. Aquí la vamos a entrevistar.
tratando de traer atención hacia esta desgracia.
Le voy a poner
que-
el micrófono. Sorry, we're a little late. Vamos a la pongo. Y acérquese un poquito más para que el micrófono de ella la alcance a escuchar.
Okay.
Déjame. Perfecto. Y la puede voltear a ver a ella y la vamos a entrevistar. Perfecto.
¿Ya?
Ahora sí.
Buenas tardes, estoy aquí presente con mis amigas aquí en San Antonio, tratando de llamar atención a la desgracia que tenemos en Tornillo, cerquita del Paso, en la cárcel de los niños que están internados por ningún crimen de ellos mismos. Son niños inocentes que han venido tratando de salir de sus países de violencia, de matanza, tratando de buscar asilo en este país. Y estoy aquí porque pienso ir a Tornillo en este próximo sábado para también demandar allá que se dejen ir a todos los niños, porque es una injusticia tremenda. Y los niños necesitan que cuiden de ellos, que gente los escuche. Necesitan servicios psiquiátricos, mentales, que les ayuden con todo el trauma que han pasado. Yo soy enfermera pediátrica y es muy importante que los niños reciban ayuda y más que nada que los dejen ir. No hay por qué tener a tanto niño encerrado en un desierto donde nadie los puede escuchar, y estamos nosotros aquí para seguir las voces de los niños, tratando de sacarlos de esa injusticia.
Ustedes han dicho que es un negocio muy lucrativo para estas personas.
Exacto, un negocio muy lucrativo donde están sacando tanto dinero de cada criatura. No sé exactamente qué es la cantidad, pero me parece que más o menos como 1,200 por niño que sacan cada día. Y imagínense los millones de dólares que están ganando las compañías. Esa compañía, Baptist Child Children's Services, Family Services, que debe de ser un lugar cristiano donde amamos al prójimo y ayudamos al prójimo.
¿Se le hace justo que traigan etiqueta de precio? ¿Una etiqueta, un tag?
¿Se me hace injusto?
¿O justo? ¿Qué piensan ustedes?
No es justo que estén ganando dinero por la desesperación de estos niños, por el dolor de estos niños. No se me hace nada justo. Y tenemos que hablar cada uno de nosotros, los que pensamos que no nos afecta, sí nos afecta de todo modo, sea quien sea, nos afecta. Esta pulsera me la puso una niña que salió de detención en el Valle este verano, y le prometí a mi niña que salió de allí.
So you're watching act.tv. We're in San Antonio, Texas right now. We're in front of the offices of BCFS. BCFS runs the child prison in Tornillo, and what the woman who we were just spoken to was saying, that right now we need to be the voices of these children. They need psychiatric care. They need a lot of care right now. I believe she said that she was a pediatric nurse. She said that this is supposedly a religious charity, a Baptist charity, but they are making $1,200 a night per child from Tornillo. From June through November, BCFS has made $144 million. So this is a very lucrative business for them. Earlier, right before this demonstration started, a representative from BCFS came and spoke to us, and we have that interview recorded for you to watch. And so right now, again, we're in front of the offices of BCFS. There are 2 police officers who have blocked the entrance. And so people are here demonstrating, and it looks like they're moving right now. We have members from a choir who are going to be in Tornillo this weekend singing to the children. Okay, and we have somebody who would like to say some words.
Hi, my name is Lynn Silver. I was just down in Tornillo for 4 days, and I'd like to say if everything is open and above board, why are the buses' windows blacked out that are carrying the families and the children? They cannot see in or out of the buses. There was one bus that I did see that had darkened windows, and I could see the shapes of the children's heads in the bus, but that was it. They are not allowed to see outside the complex that they are in. And when they're on the bus, everything is blacked out. So, and then I'll add that to the shredding machines that keep going in and out. What are they shredding? They came in full force the day before the Congress people arrived. So that leaves a little bit suspect there. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So ACT-TV, we were just in Tornillo covering the delegation that went in. Some representatives went in to tour the facility, and they tried to talk to the children, and they were not allowed to. For anybody who has not been there, it's a very secluded place. It's out in the middle of the Chihuahuan Desert. It's pretty extreme conditions. We were out in June, and it was dangerously hot, and now it's cold. It's shrouded in secrecy. You cannot see in. There's a person named Joshua Rubin he has a page called Witness Tornillo, and he drove in from Brooklyn and has been living in an RV outside of the gates in Tornillo for the past 2 months. He's pretty familiar with the area and has given people tours around the perimeter, including myself, and you can get up to a fence in the back, but he was able to talk to a couple of the boys there, and the following day they put up black plastic on top of on the fence so nobody can see in or out. If you stand on his RV, you can see children playing soccer far away in the distance. But again, it's secluded. It's in the middle of this desert. It's about 40 miles outside of El Paso, east of El Paso, and it's very secretive. Again, not even the representatives who were there from the delegation were able to speak to the children. So the woman who came out from BCFS was essentially defending the facility and the conditions in there. And so when I asked her if she would like her children to be in there, she said she couldn't answer. I asked her why, and she didn't really give a reason. So these are some of the organizers of the event today, and they're also, they've organized something called Christmas in Tornillo. The 23rd, which is Sunday, they're going to have caroling in Tornillo for the children, because the children are not allowed, they don't accept any gifts or donations for the children. I heard that one thing that they are accepting is soccer balls, but how many soccer balls can they give or can be gifted to them? So the idea for Christmas in Tornillo is to have to sing carols on Sunday the 23rd, and then they're calling for people to occupy the outside of Tornillo from that day, from the 23rd until the beginning of January, or until it gets shut down and the children get placed with their sponsors and into appropriate housing.
You'll be able to tell there's people coming from San Antonio,
So on that witness Tornillo, you'll be able to hook up with other people if you don't, if you wanted to share gas or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
Right,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I know somebody posted from wanting to carpool from
San
also
Antonio?
San Antonio area. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll definitely put that on there. So maybe I can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
right.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
And your name is?
My name is
Penelope, I'm Kat. It's nice to meet you.
Glad y'all were here.
And
Thank you so much for
retweet and repost. I have got to believe that the reason this is going on is because
I like this.
and it's being done with our diamond in our name. And it's costing, they were saying it costs 3 times more to keep them in this prison than it does in a regular shelter. Licensed.
That would be licensed.
Neighborhood shelter where they go to school and they could get the psychological and psychiatric help they may need after all this trauma. But no, they're carting them over into the middle of the desert where they're not getting any of that.
Right.
And this could be stopped. This could be stopped by a stroke of the executive pen. This was all his idea, and it could go away. Just that easy. And they said like 95% of these people got. There's some of the kids from the zero tolerance. There's like 171 kids left over from zero tolerance.
They're still separated.
Families.
And the rest have somebody to go to.
Yeah.
They could leave tomorrow
Most of them
and be
have
with their
someone.
families.
So that's what our point is that this prison, I mean, this doesn't solve the immigration problem. It doesn't solve a lot of things.
So, hi, you're watching Act TV, and we are in front of BCFS in San Antonio, Texas. BCFS is the quote-unquote nonprofit that runs Tornillo, profiting $144 million from June until November to house children in a prison tent camp in the middle of the Chihuahuan Desert east of El Paso. Before this demonstration, a representative came out from BCFS and gave an interview. So we have that here for you, and we're going to play that right now.
Dr. Erwin Redletter. So he just released actually an op-ed yesterday in the Daily Beast, and there will be another one that comes out in the Washington Post. We also had the Flores settlement come by and visit Tornillo. So any of the experts that have come by have had nothing but praise at the work that's going on at Tornillo. I know that you hear a lot of mixed messages in the media and from many of the politicians. However, we have yet to have a politician that has come and said anything negative about what is happening within the walls of Tornillo. Is it an ideal situation for children? No. As an organization, we do believe that children belong with their families and loved ones, except in the cases of abuse or neglect. But that is the place that they should be. And this is an emergency. It was supposed to be an emergency temporary solution. And we are encouraged by the announcement yesterday with the fingerprint policy change. And we are hoping that it will expedite the return of these children to their sponsors, who are primarily parents or extended family.
I have a question. I'm very concerned about all the secrecy. I was an abused kid. I did foster parenting at the child abuse shelter in Austin in the mid-'80s. And it's been my experience, when children are hidden away, like these children are being hidden away, bad things are happening. So can you speak to that so that I could calm down a little bit about that?
So there really isn't, it's just like if you go to any of our local schools, my children, I have 3 children, not anybody can just walk into the school, okay, because they're not the guard, they're not.
If a politician
The politicians have all been in. We've never turned away a politician, not one time.
But they're not allowed to sit and talk to the children.
They are they have. I've been there.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not really here to have an argument. I was just trying to. Yes, I was there. I was there when Bethel spoke to the children, personally standing next to him. when he was talking to the children.
His
But
last
that's
comment said that he couldn't have meaningful conversations. So what they're not asking him not to do is start asking him really
no,
intimate
he did ask
questions.
how long they've been there. It
That's
was
a
just
difference.
it was just extended, like about their families. We're supposed to keep their backgrounds private and confidential. But anything else about their treatment there, how long they've been there, all of that information was asked and they answered.
Why are there black tarps everywhere?
I have a question. How much profit does BCFS expect to make from the Tornillo contract?
We actually won't know until once this is
Range.
all
Close, approximately.
Up until the end of November, it was $144 million that was reimbursed.
Why are there black tarps everywhere? And when the kids are out playing, someone comes around, they call them all in. There are black tarps everywhere. No one can see in or out.
That's to protect them.
Oh, it is.
We have had multiple security threats against the facility, and we have actually had deranged individuals that have threatened to come and shoot the children.
No, you didn't the other day when I came by.
No, they're constantly going around.
It's one copy for you guys.
So you should reach out to us if you put us on the farm page. And if you're going and need
Hi folks, you're watching ACT TV. We're here at the outside of BCFS in San Antonio, Texas. There was a rally here. Things are a little bit winding down, but I want to read to you a statement from the organizers. So who is BCFS? According to their mission statement, Baptist Child and Family Services is an agency dedicated to being the presence of Jesus Christ in the world through the development and support of programs that meet the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of humanity. They also state BCFS is a global network of nonprofit organizations operating health and human services programs throughout the U.S., Eastern Europe, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Africa. What their website doesn't mention is that they also entered into $1 million renewable contract with the federal government in June of 2018 to operate a detention center for immigrant teens outside the West Texas desert town of Tornillo. Evie Ramos, a spokeswoman for BCFS, has stated that federal government payments from June through the end of November of 2018 have totaled $144 million. This is approximately $1,200 per day per child. So the tent city that is outside of West Texas in Tornillo, it's near El Paso. It's in the middle of the Chihuahuan Desert. It was established on federal land in June of 2018. And it was designated as a temporary holding center for between 400 and 450 asylum-seeking boys and girls fleeing poverty and violence in Central America. That has since expanded to 2,700 children. The children are housed in uninsulated emergency tents supplied by BCFS. This is off the grid, they have to have generators, run the lights, heaters, air conditioning, and water is hauled in from a nearby fire hydrant. Toilets and showers are in self-contained portable buildings. Tall fences surround the facility that is roamed by security guards. It's shrouded in secrecy. There was a delegation that went on Saturday, and while they were allowed to tour inside the facility, they were not allowed to interact with the children. They could not talk to them. Direct care, quote-unquote, direct care workers accompany the children at all times as they walk single file from one place to another. It's currently staffed for 3,000 children, and it's been reported that Tornillo is taking in roughly twice as many children every week as it releases. The average holding period is 50 days, though some children have been there for as long as 5 months. And soon it will reach capacity. I believe that the capacity now is 3,800, but we may want to double check that. The majority of the asylum-seeking children have sponsors or family members who are ready and willing to accept them while they await their day in court. Those who do not have sponsorship could be housed elsewhere in licensed facilities with trained child care workers for a fraction of the cost of Tornillo. And they'd be with loved ones. Originally scheduled to close in August of 2018, contracts with BCFS have been extended until the end of December. And the number of children incarcerated there is about 2,700 and growing. With the increased traffic and deliveries of tents, generators, and heaters and other supplies, Tornillo actually appears to be expanding rather than preparing to shut down. The mostly temporary employees have not undergone the stringent background checks required for child care workers. There are grave concerns about the legal representation, educational quality, mental health access, and qualified care that these children are or are not receiving. Designation as temporary allows this facility to operate without the oversight required of licensed centers. So even they're calling it, okay, so apparently they're calling it temporary, and so that allows them to operate without the oversight of licensed centers. Okay, secrecy shrouds Tornillo, and little can be seen from outside the gates. Joshua Rubin, he is from Brooklyn, and he has a page called Witness Tornillo. He's been living in an RV outside of the gates for about 2 months. So in an effort to call attention to Tornillo and bring justice to the children, he traveled from his home in New York and has camped there for more than two months. From his post outside of a rented RV park near the gates of Tornillo, he observes the comings, goings, and the daily routines at the now infamous camp. His observation and those who have come to stand with him are recorded on the Facebook page Witness Tornillo. I encourage everybody to check out the page and to follow it. He recently posted, they have put up tarps of black plastic to make the children inside invisible to us and to make us invisible to them. We could still stand outside and listen. Okay.
I was thinking if I could find a little apartment with an air mattress.
So again, I encourage everybody to check out Witness Tornillo. There are a lot of events and information on that page. And again, you're watching act.tv. We're outside of BCFS. There was just a rally here. Please share and please leave a comment. Let us know that you're watching. And thank you so much.
See, that was, and I just saw it when it popped up when I was looking for hotel rooms. And I was like, damn, we could have had it. I think it was 2 or 3 bedrooms for what I paid in hotel rooms this week. So that's what I got me thinking. I thought, no, we need to rent a house. If we can find someplace we can rent month to month. That's why I'm holding up. I think I can do the picture except for oh, bring everything you own. Even if it says it's only going to be 40 degrees, it feels like it's 20. And the wind will cut right through you. And the wind wasn't blowing the other day. And I had on long johns, a soft shirt, another sweater on top of that, a vest that was just